Yo, wagwan people of the interwebs, it's that guy, knotlocks, not nation. I'm doing a giveaway here on Instagram. Once we hit 11k followers on the channel, if you aren't following me already on Instagram, head on over knotlocks.com/Instagram, psych, instagram.com/knotlocks. I'll be doing a giveaway for some TAMs and some dreadlock water caps, like a swim cap. So details for that to come soon. Today we are doing a video on a dreadlock transformation. I love dreadlock transformations. These things are just so inspiring to see the difference between what people do with their locks and how they change it over time. So what I'm gonna do here is pull up the Instagrammer Val Tuffcutz. Loctician, dreads maintenance, repair and combined, haircuts, color and designs. This is the video I want to mention. This is the dreadlock transformation I would love to talk about here today. Apparently this is a beyond good transformation where this dude came into his locks. This dude came into the salon with massive Congoed freeform locks, and he got them turned into these manipulated sort of wicks. I would guess these would be called, even though he had wicks before. So this is two versions of wicks right here. These are natural wicks versus unnatural. Let me know in the comments below which ones you guys prefer. I'm obviously a big fan of Bob Marley, so I love the look on the left as always, but I'm also a big fan of Lil Wayne growing up, so I also like the look on the right. But for my own personal journey, I would prefer the left. This dude had some serious buildup in his locks, and I'm about to show you that right now as I pull up the video. Why ain't no full screen? Anyways, 2 years without maintenance or retwist, and I'm gonna let this video play through before I make the commentary really on it. So she comes in with them scissors and starts tearing apart the locks that have been Congoed for 2 years, and look at the buildup in there. Tons of buildup. Now a lot of you might be asking, what is this substance in his locks? You know, it doesn't look like mold, it's not green, it probably don't smell. My guess is that this is a buildup of sebum. Sebum is a collective of oils and residue that your scalp naturally produces, and this kind of shows up when you scratch your head when you're sweaty and you see the white stuff under your fingernail. That's sebum. So when it starts to dry, it does sort of stick like that in the locks. Now, for him to accumulate so much sebum, I just feel like he might have been doing a lot of sweating and not much washing of his hair. You can see how big the Congos got. Essentially, his whole back of his head was one big lock. So, I mean, obviously the dude wasn't separating his locks either and was really just neglecting his hair to the fullest. So, as we see her cutting these open, this is one way to separate the Congos. She could have used just her hands. She could have used kind of like a thread cutter would work as well. Scissors should be the last resort. I feel with this dude's hair, he probably got to the last resort stage. So she's cutting them open and separating them as she goes. And this is crazy, the amount of buildup. I haven't seen this much buildup in anybody's hair ever. So kudos to this man for letting her broadcast this to the world, essentially. Because once it gets in my hands, it goes international. I mean, she's already got a lot of followers herself. So this video's probably already gone international from Val there. So this is his hair after she did the separation with the scissors. I think it looks great here. I mean, could have just left the dreads separated at this point and just did a good detox. This is where a lot of that sebum was sitting right there at the back of his head. You know, where he sleeps. Crazy. Look how big the wicks are here, and you can see a lot of the debris on the chair itself falling off. This is a lot of work. In my eyes, this would probably be a $500 dreadlock transformation, like pretty easily. I'm not sure what Val's rates are, but I could imagine that's at least how much the man paid here. So we can see his locks after the separation here. He used to have traditional like twisted dreads. That's why they're so thin at the ends. And then he must have just stopped twisting them and went 2 years fully freeform, and that's what it created, were those mats. And someone's here commenting, that's $1,500 of work. Wow. The man wore his locks freeform. This post states no maintenance and no further explanation brought the negative out of people. It looks like product buildup trapped between his locks. Folks are quick to attack without research or just asking without being evil in the approach. Locks don't need to be done. There are many methods of growing locks, and all don't include going in and having someone part their hair and make it look pretty for eyes that may have judged otherwise. His hair did not look dirty or like it smelled. Some folks sound childish right about now. All heads have dust from the air and body oils, and in some cases dirt carried by the wind. If you want to pass judgment on to the brother's hair, no one can stop you. I'm suggesting less critical thought and more fact finding. Women with done hair, relaxers and such avoid water more than most would be my guess. Do we judge them in the manner that is occurring in these moments? And I agree that his buildup was a combination of oils, the sebum, dust, dirt, you know, and that is just around in the air, so it does get, and products, right, it does get built up. So here's the detox cleanse. Not sure the substance that she's using here, but I can definitely see baking soda in the water. Hopefully there's some apple cider vinegar in there as well. But baking soda is the #1 detox product for your dreadlocks. Baking soda is your best friend when it comes to either starting locks or maintaining them after they mature and you want to clean them out. And literally you can use baking soda and water when you are starting your dreads out, because this helps kind of keep them clean, keep them a bit drier and less oily, so that it does start to manipulate and freeform a lot faster when your hair is not oily from, you know, product buildup essentially. So I mean, a lot of shampoo going in here. The water is already changing color, so the detox is working. And he combined 3 dreads together on each lock is what I'm guessing. Each lock here is in 3s, and it's made this new look. I mean, he has transformed into a new man. I didn't even realize his locks were even this long before he got in the chair, and it's crazy that the length that she's come here with. It did say no thread, no rubber bands, but my question is, if that's the case, what am I seeing down here by the scalp? Why is it parted and cinched in such a way where it looks like there's a rubber band on the roots? I don't get it. I feel like there was some sort of rubber bands used here. Has to be, because otherwise how would it stay like that, right? And she says it in this video here, no rubber bands, no threads, but is it just twisted? Is that just a twist down to the scalp? Kind of a weird transformation for me to see someone go from like true freeform down to a twist up. Definitely a rubber band right here. I can see that one. And we also see here that there's been a mad taper that occurred here at the front. Because before he had a full line, like a full head of hair. He had a full front section of hair, and now it goes back way back here. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So big time transformation that Val has accomplished here. And I truly love what she's done. There's a bunch of other ones on here. Very similar. People going from natural wicks down to big up thick unnatural wicks in a sense. But again, if there's no rubber bands, no threads, how is it getting cinched like this right down to the scalp? And for me personally, I find that it looks weird having such big locks here combined, and then it comes down to such a skinny point right down to the scalp. I love this look a lot more. Who's with me on that? But we can see Val does a lot of transformations like this. That is almost like the go-to look here. 5 years with thread around his dreads. Yikes. How do you get that out? Wrong way to combine locks. Yeah, that's not gonna work. You typically do need the crochet hook if you want to combine your locks properly. She cuts some dreads out and then adds them back in. And this is the look afterwards. And they keep going with this full back fade like that. Seems to be a more popular look these days. In the KD video that I reacted to, he had a similar lineup like that. And that's about it, you know. But anyways, really cool photos of these dreadlock transformations that she's got going on. Val Tuffcutz on Instagram. Go ahead and follow. Show some support. And that's about it for me today. I appreciate you guys watching these videos. As always, this is knotlocks, not nation. If this is the first time watching me on here on the channel, I do dreadlock related content on a daily basis. I'm here to help people stay inspired, dedicated, and committed to their dreadlock journey. So the only way to do that is by coming by here every single day, being a part of the community, engaging with the audience, and asking each other questions and leaving comments here on these videos. And the easiest way to support this channel is by smashing that thumbs up button down below. It definitely helps get the videos out there a lot more. So let's get this video to 1,000 likes without further ado. Anyways, I'm going to send you guys some love. I'm going to head out. So peace on them. One love to everybody out there, all the natties, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm gone. Adios.